Does creating content have to be big to be useful? That is today's biz tip question, and I've got an answer for you. Let's get busy. Hey there, everyone. This is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach, inside of our Facebook group, Content Creation Tips and More, where solopreneurs, freelancers, and coaches learn and apply content marketing strategies to help themselves grow their business. And you can also maybe watching on side of our YouTube channel and on my Facebook Keep It Simple Coach page. So welcome everyone. So today we're going to answer a pretty kind of, you can almost think of it as an oxymoron. Can big or less is more, is smaller, better, take your pick. But really, we want to answer the question, does creating content have to be big in order for it to be useful for your intended audience? And what could that approach be so that you may want to give it some consideration? So today I want to tap into our question around that center. So for those of you, if you haven't already done so, please head on over to smallbizsociety.com. There you can join our Facebook community, content creation tips and more. You can also visit us, or me rather, over on my website, keepitsimplecoach.info. And again, this is Biz Tip Tuesday, and I am your coach, Dr. Yam. So let's answer the question. Low content products. This is something that I think a lot of people are missing out on, a huge opportunity to start to build a list and grow your business, generate some revenue at the same time. So I wanted to just have a conversation, give you some food for thought that you may want to consider taking this into your next step. And it's a content marketing strategy that I've been using recently. I'm working with a couple of clients and they're doing the same. And then I got a special offer for you that I'm going to share a little later, that if you haven't already gotten this week's newsletter, then please head on over, get to your inbox. You have a little note from me. Got one even, I think, today as well. So there you go. All right, let me just double check my screen. I wanted to make sure. There we go. There we go. All righty, so we've got space there. And we are coming over here. Just want to make sure we're broadcasting okay today. There we go. All right. So what is low content? So I wanted to kind of address a couple of questions. So what is low content? Oh, let me make sure. Sorry. So I wanted to give you an idea about low content products and how that could be an opportunity for you to increase your revenue without having to spend a lot of time, which is always what we're looking to do. How can we work smarter and not harder? So we're going to look at what is low content, how do you sell low content, and then what are some low content products that you can actually create? And then how do you create that excellent content for your audience and then be able to not only create it, but be able to possibly, sell it or give it away as a freebie if you like. And then there's maybe even some benefits around that same topic matter. So that's where I'm headed in today's Biz Tip Tuesday. So let me just double check my screen. Okay, there we go. If you haven't already done so throughout today's session, always feel free to leave me a comment here and a question. If I don't catch it live, you can always pose any other time and I'll be more than happy to address those questions. So always feel free. And again, you can find this and post inside questions inside of the Facebook group or on my Keep It Simple Coach page. All right, let's get started. Let me make sure. Just this. Hold on, I gotta change the setting here. There we go. There we go. All right. So low content products. So the first thing you want to know is, well, what the heck is it? right? Because it's not a secret. Let me just say that there's no real secret in how this particular approach, you just don't know enough about it anyway. So let me make sure. My new glasses are throwing me off a little bit. So just, I'm trying to get accustomed to my screen here. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, many of you have been maybe even attempting to create content, or you've created some content, and it might have felt as though it was, let's say, a time suck. So, for many business owners and entrepreneurs, this can be a major drain on your resources. And a low content product are ways that you can provide a high value. Always remember this part. Just because it's low in content doesn't mean it isn't of high value solution for your intended target audience without having to spend a lot of time and money to create something that's maybe more complex and or for even for services. You can save that for further down the line. You don't have to give it up all at the front end of a sales funnel. And done correctly, you can multiply that result of your content efforts tenfold. So let's see what that really can look like for you. So the first thing is, what is low content product? In contrast to most products, an online course, right, that's going to contain great value because it has lots of text, it has video, it has low content products is light on the text and the images. So instead of having to come up with something extensive, you can come up with a very simple solution to your intended audience's need. Remember, you're a problem solver. What is something like what we like to call, we're going to use the low again, low hanging fruit that can address a simple need for your customer? So, an example of a common low content product is something like a checklist, a template, journals, a short audio coaching session, a worksheet, or results, or resource list, maybe. It's important, though, to understand that low content does not mean low value. You need to understand that your audience's needs and what plan that content can, in some way, make a difference in their lives. Remember, low hanging fruit, a short, quick win, right? Is something that you can problem solve for your intended audience. And also, that also allows you to kind of build that relationship that it was an easy win for them by use or access to this low content product. And so you, on the other hand, can minimize how you are spending time in producing that particular product as well. So why would you even want to sell a low content product? Well, let me put it this way. I bet you've gotten one recently in some form or fashion. So the major advantage, I would say, of a low content product is that it takes less time for you to create it. And that's kind of what the whole end all be all is, right? So this means that you're able to produce far more products. Notice I said plural products. You can produce more low content products in a short period of time than you would having to spend writing long text or completing multiple images or videos. So they can stand alone on their own, but they can also add value and be an option for a low ticket offer in your sales funnel as well. Remember, at the top of the funnel is where you're going to have the largest number of people coming in by way of that offer or bit of information that you have. If it's a blog or if it's some type of a free giveaway of sort, right? So you have that opportunity. So why not give them something of value and take advantage of it? So the advantage of this is that the content is aiming at helping them achieve a very particular goal. Complete a task, something that it can easily learn and kind of like check that off. I learned it, I figured it out, and move on to something else. So your low ticket product is an aid to organizing or maybe to simplify a process that your audience is seeking out, that they're having that pain point, that bit of struggle with. And this is how a piece of that little bit of content can still be offering value to them. Now, that being said, if you can do it the right way, then your low content product will delight your audience and will build a stronger relationship with them because they see you as the problem solver, that you're willing to give them little chunks. Not everybody can take the fire hose approach to a whole bunch of information, nor are they ready to step into a high paid ticket. Right? Everybody's not going to pay a high paying ticket. You got to ease into that relationship. And a low content product can allow you to do that and build the wonderful relationship that you're striving for. So, what are kinds of low content products that you can create? Now, I say you can create. Keep in mind, the level of creativity that you have, I know, is a bit varying. So you can be you as in you plural, either you, your VA, or get somebody to do it for you, whatever floats your boat. But in this case, you could probably do it yourself. Again, time is an issue. You make those decisions. Now, that being said, if you're trying to kind of come up with some ideas of what would be a good low ticket product, start by thinking about, again, the problem or the desire of your intended audience is facing right now. Make note of that. What are some things that they're facing right now? What could you create that could help them address that real short, small problem that they're dealing with? And then take it from there. So here are some examples of what you could start brainstorming on. One item is that you can think about is a simple checklist. People like to feel as though that they're covering all their bases, and a checklist does it for them. It helps them to keep a process in mind, particularly if the checklist is done in a sequential order, right? People just want to know that they can work through their way through a problem and they can check things off as they are completing it. So when you think about your problem, is there a way that you can walk somebody through some simple steps that they can take action on and they can check them off in a simple fashion? That is a low content product, a simple checklist. Planners are another one. Now, take a large project or a goal, and if you break that up into some steps, or sections for that matter, and you create a piece of content that's going to guide the planning for that user so that they can simply fill in the different sections to creating their plan. That's what planners are for. Planners are to plan a plan. So again, is the problem that you're solving, could it be useful to provide them with a planning document? Now, remember, the reason why these are low ticket is they're just the planner. There's nothing in a planner but lines and dates and some guiding words. Okay. Could be a tracker. Now, if you're offering a tracking system that's going to help them to stay on target, that's what a tracking system will do, that they can keep track of stuff. Like I walk 5 to 7, well, usually 5 to 6 times a week. And you may want to help them to stay on track with a particular process that they're doing. You can help them to get that in for each day of the week, and then they can see their progress and they can monitor their progress. So tracker may be a possible option. Another one might be a journal. Now, journals are especially good for educational content or creative projects. And in those cases, then the user can write down their ideas, they can reflect, they can just jot down the things that they learned over the course of a particular period of time. Another's are worksheets. So just like the journals, worksheets are helpful supplements to an educational content, such as an online course. So remember, not the online course, this is the segment. So one simple worksheet rather, that a participant can use to answer some questions that you may address in from a blog for that matter. And then they can start getting and doing the work on themselves. Toolkits is another great low content product. Again, you're providing a variety of resources, simple tools that the consumer, your target audience, can use to aid them through a particular task. Are you starting to feel the ability of creating such a piece of content product? Calendars, and even templates. These are all great ways for you to create content that can be both physical, something that they can get and access and purchase and get shipped to them, or digital. So that's the other option that you have. Given the nature of who it is you're solving the problem for, or giving them the option of both. It just kind of depends. People still that are very tactile, and my creatives that are out there, they like to touch and feel. So if that's the case, then you may want to be able to offer both physical product, which can be a little bit more on the costlier side and maybe a little difficult to produce and deliver, but you may also be providing a service given the nature of that particular type of work. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, you can create everything as a digital. They can quickly access it, download it, and then be able to utilize it no matter where that person is across the world. Now, how do you create this excellent content product? Well, the key to any successful product production is that you have to know your audience well enough to understand what their needs are. Now, a low content product can, again, stand on its own, offer it as a complementary to one of something else you might have as a project, or again, your servicing offer, your service offer, right? So these are the products that tend to work best in maybe a complementary offer, or again, could be very low priced, maybe $3, $5, usually no more than $5 or 10, depending again what you're offering and how much low content we're looking for. That people will be easily to say, oh, for $3, I'm good with that. And so you can create these resources to provide that simple set of information to offer, or even a part of something else that you may have had, or be a precursor. So if you have content that's already out there, this may be an opportunity for you to put something as far as in front of that as a part of your sales funnel, and maybe not starting so big, because sometimes starting big is not appealing to people. Now, so you can create your content. You can use Canva. You could use Crello, which is now Vista Create. You could use Stencil. These creating and finding templates and designing them, that's the most important. Creating and designing them and branding them and all that good stuff. You can get that done in short order. So how do you then sell that content product? It's a low content product. Is again, you can sell it at a very low price. So the strategy here is that you want to sell as many of the products as you possibly can, rather than trying to sell a few high price tag items. So again, the method here is volume selling versus getting what's the point of selling only 2 or 3 high tickets when you could sell 100 low tickets and make as much money? And if you what setting it up didn't take you as much time or effort in even producing that content. So there's some method to the madness, as we like to say. So those types of offers can also you can either give them away for free so that you can use it for a lead magnet. And then there's something that can just, again, add value, and you can increase that person's satisfaction. And then at the same time, if you want to, feel free to give that as a free set of a template to give them part along with something else, then you've added value in that particular way. You could do it on its own, or you could couple it with something that is of paid value. So a couple different ways that you can look at a strategy of using that low content product, especially useful for lead magnets. And we've talked about lead magnets in the past. If you type in lead magnets inside of the group, you will see other video and content that speak to lead magnets. And this would be a product with respect to that. This is also a great way. We haven't talked about it much, and maybe I think I'll have that as a conversation on the next session, is talking about bumps. There's bumping up and there's bumping down, and how you could use bumps in your sales funnel food as a part of your offer, and this too could be one of those particular items. So the benefit of a low content product is, again, a good rule of thumb is that a low content product is easy to create, is easily affordable, and it can be used over and over again. That's the other part. Because again, it's low content. So the product needs to be flexible and relevant to the audience and their particular need that you're helping them with, that they could use it in taking their time or using that particular tool, and then they can reuse it either by downloading it again, printing it off simple because they're empty. So the thing that, if you didn't notice, in all of those list of products that I mentioned earlier, the planners, the calendars, the templates, the journals, the worksheets, when you think of those items, there's not much content in it. It's a guide with a lot of lines and pictures and spaces for them to put content in. Your part is the low content. They add content because they're filling it out, but it's helping them in their thought process. So when you think, that's why low content products should be fairly simple to use. You just want to find the right one that's going to address that one sliver of a problem that's maybe part of a bigger pain point that they may be experiencing. So again, how do you consider which of those types of low content products may be a good fit for you to consider? And then once you've gotten that done, you're able to get that in front of your customer. So some of you may be thinking, how can I learn how to create a great offer? How can I learn to produce a low content product that I can build inside of my business? Well, the opportunity I have is inside of our content creation tips and more. Is a link that if you haven't already done so. Let me double check. I'm gonna bring up my screen. Hold on one second. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Switch. All right. So I'm going to put in a link, invite you to another kind of low content offer that you're going to have an opportunity to tap into. Hold on one second. Where is this going? Hold on. There we go. I'm sorry, I didn't have my link. Here we go. All righty. So here is your link. Where's my screen? Here we go. All right, there we go. I'm going to put it inside of the chat. There we go. This is our bundle that we are a part of. You might have heard about me speak about it earlier last week, and as well as inside of this weekend's news memo. And so here I'm offering a low content offer and your first one, and how to utilize and create it. And I guide you through the entire process. And so you get a chance to get access to that course plus 64 other courses. And that's what you're going to be able to find inside of the BC Stack. So I'm going to share with you what the BC Stack is. And there again is the link for that. And I'm going to also pop it here in the banner real quick. Let me do that. Let me create that. There we go. So here is we're running what we call a stack, a bundle, and you're going to get, along with my course content, 64 other brilliant solopreneurs, freelancers, creators, and alike who have wonderful content that you're going to be able to have access to for a very low fee. And then you too can learn more, not only about creating low content products, but a bazillion of other great ideas that come from my peers, if you would, that are out there. I'm going to give you a quick share screen. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. So here again in BC Stack is where you're going to be able to have access to up to 64 top digital marketers who are in the creative space, the podcast space, the content creation space, like myself in content marketing, and that you're going to be able to have access over $16,000 worth of content for a nominal fee. So you can check that out. Again, click on the link that you see here under my name and it's on the screen itself. And there you will get all the deets themselves. There's a list of each one of the artists, the design developers and specialists, I should say, and how they each have a course that you can have access to. And again, 64 courses, you really can't beat that. So do have a quick look out. I am here. Here I am. See, there's me. And so here's where I'm talking about how I help people get through creating their first offer for their audience. And I walk you step by step through that process. And myself, again, and the other 64 people are here to help you to grow your business. So please check that out. It's a fun and exciting opportunity for you to get a really, really good deal at the same time. So there's that. All righty. Now, that being said, so again, don't forget, click the link inside of the content. We'll have it in the notes as well. And there we go. There we go. Yeah. So today, hopefully you found this to be really helpful. Again, less is more, right? A low ticket doesn't mean low value. And then how can you add value with a low ticket product that you can create in a short period of time? I walk you through all of those steps as well in the course. So not only do you create content, then I also help you to sell that content to your audience in a way in which you can start to build your list, if you want to do it for strictly list building as a giveaway, or do you want to start to generate a revenue that you can do, again, with a small content and volume versus big pricey content and not so many sales. So you can start to nurture and build your audience of subscribers and members that you may want to bring into your list. So that, my friends, is what low content products can do for you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to post them here underneath the comments here in this video, or you can simply direct message me at the same time. But again, if you haven't already done so, make sure you visit smallbizsociety.com. That's our Facebook group. And we also have a private Facebook group that is for our paid members who purchase products and services that compensate, or rather come alongside some of the other resources that we have available. So take your pick, as I like to say. Until next time, I'm Dr. Yam, the Keep It Simple Coach. Let's get busy. Bye-bye.